Welcome back to another weekly recap for the prep series. We'll be recapping 1 week out or peak week for my OCB Lone Star Rising show. And you'll get to see a bit of posing footage either the night before or the morning of, depending what I got saved on the camera. But we won't delve into the results of that show. Just know I brought my best package to date. Super happy with just the overall package, how everything went with the show. So we will share the results later on once I kind of get all of the show day footage edited. But we're going to be essentially setting the standards for 3 weeks out from the INBF Venetian Classic, which is a show I'm really looking forward to. I know a couple of the competitors that'll be there, and the standard at that show is going to be a lot greater. So just super excited to grace the stage with some awesome athletes. But as always in this recap, we'll cover nutrition, training, and then also have that posing footage for you guys. So gonna keep this one short and sweet so I can get on to uploading this, as I felt a little bit under the weather these last couple of days and just taking a step back to enjoy some time. Like, my mother was in town, so I feel a little bit behind or out of the swing of things in terms of prep, but excited to get stuck back in, make some improvements, and bring an even better package to the stage in Phoenix, Arizona in just under 3 weeks, or I guess like 2.5 now by the time you guys are seeing this. But yeah, pulling up training first and foremost for you guys. So you guys will see that up on screen the first 3 days of the week. Nothing changing. We're getting right back into the swing of things in terms of the push-pull lower to start out the week. And then we will finish out the week with cardio in arms, as well as an upper and lower day. The only slight adjustment that we'll be making is on the first pull day. I did incorporate a neutral grip pull down instead of just one of the chest supported rows, and that's just due to honestly the chest supported row machine that I was using I was not a huge fan of. And during peak week, just one of my pump sessions, tried out that neutral grip pull down, essentially a lat pull down with 2 different cables, and it just felt really good, gets a similar stimulus, and it kind of gives me a new exciting exercise to try and progress in training. So swapped out just one of the chest supported rows in that first set, and then hopping over to the last 3 days of the week. Nothing changing there. We'll be kind of just training straight through for the next 2 weeks, and then we'll set up a similar peak week outlook and just touch on that in general. But overall, nothing special for training. We're just trying to hold as much strength. Any progression would be super cool, but at this point in prep, we want to maintain muscle and stay healthy and recover well is pretty much the biggest things. So now hopping over to the prep activity and diet weight section of things, you will see the full peak week layout, and then also my show day eating and whatnot. So just totals for the week, how they felt was 243 protein, 294 carb, and 84 fat, coming out to a caloric total of 2805. And then cardio, kind of scratched that because I modified it in peak week, but essentially towards the end of the week we tapered down cardio just to 8K steps instead of the full 12.5 incline treadmill for 20 minutes at 3 miles per hour for the 200 calories. Not going to make any modifications there because we'll be keeping that same cardio regimen going. And then to help out and kind of propel weight loss, depending on how weight kind of even out this week, I will look to incorporate a weighted vest with my steps and cardio, or maybe just even my cardio to begin with. And that'll be a way of adding resistance to my cardio without really upping the step count or the actual structured time of the cardio. So just bringing up that intensity will burn some extra calories. So that's kind of one of the tools that I'll look to implement in the future. But yeah, as you guys can see there, weight technically was even lower. Obviously, those depletion days bring my weight down to 195.6. Really brought the average down, but even starting into this week, some of those higher food days, complemented with me being sick and sleeping a ton these last few days, you'll see in the following week that my weights have been kind of all over the place. So we're kind of looking to just kind of find our set point again before we can really start digging. But essentially going forward into the Phoenix show this week, once again, with me being sick, it's been a focus on more so just I guess taking a step back. Whenever I get sick, I personally get super hungry. So for me, I've been just punting a lot of high protein, high fiber foods to kind of fill me up as much as humanly possible, and then just keep calories somewhat in check. So we've had a couple of days here to start off the week that have just been like the high 2000s, and then kind of carrying into the rest of the week. I'm going to do my best to bring that caloric total per day down to around 2400 to 2450, just to hopefully pull off a bit more body fat before we head into Phoenix. And then from there, we'll kind of assess the later half of my competitive season, lock in different shows, and kind of figure out just where we're at with things and kind of set up a greater plan going forward. But yeah, essentially setting the standards going forward for 3 weeks out. Standard training, the calories we'll be looking for 2450, and what that'll kind of look like is around 240 protein, 220 carb, and 68 to 70 fat, give or take obviously a couple of macronutrient grams either which way. But yeah, a lot of the same food choices and whatnot. And then we'll be traveling for the Phoenix show, so just need to get my ducks in a row. But once again, you guys will hopefully see this show day video towards the end of the week or into the weekend, and I really do appreciate your guys' patience there. But just know we really brought it. I'm super happy with the physique that we brought, and as always, I really do appreciate you guys watching the prep content. Definitely leave a like on the video if you're excited for the show day video coming up. Comment any questions you have for me. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And as always, have a great rest of your day. Stay fed.